In this video, I'm going to show you how to add a spinning wheel in Shopify. Unfortunately, since Shopify doesn't support this functionality by default, what we need to do is use a third-party platform. Don't worry though, it's completely free and also very easy to set up. So the first thing I want you to do is to click the first link in the description of this video, which will take you to the Clasp website. Once you click to the link, this is the page they're going to see. From here, I want you to click on Start for Free, which will then take you to the sign up screen of the Clasp platform. You have a few different options they can choose from here, but the one I would recommend you to go for is the Shopify one, because that would make the whole integration a whole lot easier. So go ahead and click on sign up with Shopify right here, and that will take you to the Shopify login screen. Simply log in into your Shopify account. And once you do that, you will then automatically be taken to the page, which is where you'll be prompted to install the Clasp application. Go ahead and click on install right here in the bottom right. Give it a couple of seconds and then you'll automatically be taken to the back end of the Clasp platform. Now, before I show you how to add the exact type of spinning wheel that you want to your Shopify website, if you take a look on the left hand side of the screen right here, you will see that by default, you'll be assigned to the free plan. So if we just click on this right here, you will see that the free plan has no limitations as far as the number of widgets they can add to your Shopify website. You're also not limited in terms of features and functionalities. And the only real limits that you have is the number of page views that your widgets can get, as well as the Powered by Clasp badge. So if you want your spinning wheel to be 100% ad free, or if you want to increase the number of page views that you can get per month, then go ahead and click on upgrade plan right here, which will then take you to the plans page. This is what the plans page looks like, and you need to use this slider right here to choose the plan that you want to go with. Now this depends on the number of monthly page views that you want. So for example, if you expect to get 250,000 monthly page views on your widgets, then go ahead and go for this plan right here. Now if you choose to go for a premium plan, I definitely recommend you to subscribe to it annually, because you get to save 25%, and if you want to save an additional 20%, I recommend you to use my code at checkout, which you can find in the description of this video. That's pretty much it when it comes to the plans. Now let me show you how to create the exact type of spinning wheel that you want. So go ahead and click on new widget right here on the top of the page, and then you'll see this pop up. Here we can take two different routes. We can either create a spinning wheel completely from scratch, or we can choose a template. Bear in mind that all the templates are fully customizable anyway, so I definitely recommend you to go for this option right here, because it'll make the whole process much easier. Once you click on the template library option, you'll then be taken to the template library, which is where you can see all the different templates that the Clasp platform has to offer. Now, in that particular case, we're only interested in spinning wheels, so I recommend you to go ahead and click on grow email list right here on the top underneath use case, and that will narrow down your options quite significantly. And here, as you can see, there's a bunch of different spinning wheel templates that you can choose from. Now, like I said before, they're all fully customizable, so simply go for the one that you like the most initially. In my particular case, I quite like the look of this one right here, so I'm going to go ahead and select it. Now, this is what a template looks like by default, so in order to make any changes to it, go ahead and click on use this template in the top right corner of the screen right here, and then you'll be taken to the page, which is where you can start customizing your spinning wheel to your liking. Now, when it comes to customizing the template that you've gone for, it's actually very easy. So for example, let's just suppose we want to customize this text right here and make it a little bit bigger. So if I just click on it to highlight it on the right hand side of the screen, you'll see the customization panel for this particular element. So here we need to find the font size section. As you can see, it's right here. So if I just click on the plus icon, you can see that the text gets a little bit bigger as I click on this. Here we can also change the text color, the font weight, the font family, the text style. And if I just click on more options right here, there's a bunch of other settings that we can also take advantage of. Now, if I just click on a slightly different element like this spinning wheel, for example, you can see that the customization panel is a little bit different, and so is the panel for the button as well. Now, the next thing I want to change on my spinning wheel is the size of the wheel itself. So if I just go ahead and highlight it, I can see these arrows on the left hand side here, so I can actually make this a little bit bigger, just like that, and that looks pretty nice and clean already. If you want to delete any elements that are part of your spinning wheel, simply click on them to highlight them, and then press the backspace button on the keyboard, and as you can see, the element automatically gets deleted. Now, if you want to add an additional element to your spinning wheel, if you take a look on the left hand side of the screen, you'll find the component section. So here you have the columns, you have text, container, image, floating image, button, and a bunch of other elements as well. So just to give you an example, in my particular case, I want to add a first name box right here, right above the button. So if I just drag this first name option and place it right here above the button, it will automatically get added to my spinning wheel. But yeah, as you can see, there's a ton of different customizations they could take advantage of to create the exact type of spinning wheel that you want. Once you're ready to move forward, go ahead and click on save right here in the top right corner of the screen. And then you'll be taken to this section, which is where we need to decide when and how the pop-up is going to get triggered on your Shopify store. So from here, click on it in the top right corner of the screen. And here we can customize the display frequency, when to display the pop-up, and a bunch of other settings as well. So in my particular case, I don't want there to be a limit on my pop-up. So I'm going to go ahead and click on do not limit. And then when to display it, I want it to be displayed immediately as soon as somebody lands on my Shopify website. Now, if you want there to be some delay, go ahead and select the when all conditions are met here, enable the spent on the page option, and then decide how much delay you want before your spinning wheel gets shown to the visitor. In my case though, I want my spinning wheel to be shown immediately, so I'm going to go ahead and select the immediately option, and then I'm going to go ahead and click on next right here. I'm going to skip this part and click on done once more. And as you can see, our spinning wheel widget is all ready to go. And the last thing that we want to do here is make sure it's published. So click on unpublished right here and change the status to published, and click on save right here on the top. Then I want you to click on how to enable, click on open Shopify. And once our Shopify store loads up in just a second, we should be able to see a spinning wheel pop up. As you can see, there it is. It looks super nice and clean. And as you can see, it's also fully interactive. And that's about it. That's how to add a spinning wheel in Shopify. If you have any questions, please let me know down in the comments below, and I'll do my best to help you out.